Hey guys, what's up? It's Kyle here. Today I got an exciting video for you. I'm going to be starting up a moving campaign step by step, start to finish, setting up the Google Ads keywords and ad groups in our process to building out these Google Ads. So stick with me. We're going to start with just the basics. If you watch any of our other how-to videos, we start it out the same way every time. So the way we like to start this out. Is start up a new campaign. And now most of these campaigns, I mean, in the moving industry and a lot of other industries, we already have Google Ads campaigns built out. So ours is more copy and paste, but if I'm somebody who's new to the industry or if you're just trying to set up your own ads, this is going to be the perfect video for you. Keywords and just targeting and just little targeting methods and strategies. You're going to want to pay close attention and stay through the whole thing. So the way we like to start campaigns is start it and create it without goal guidance. We don't want Google telling us what to do or suggesting that we do anything. We want to set this up right. So just create it without goal guidance, even if your goals are leads and sales. So we're going to do search, and then we're just going to name this moving campaign. And we're going to target St. Louis for this one because that's where I'm from. And keep it at that. So we want conversions, but if you don't have any conversion data on the campaign, which you probably won't if you're starting it new or in the account, you're just going to want to do clicks. We actually want enhanced CPC, but it's not going to let us do that. We're going to do a bid limit of $5 right now, but we're going to go back and change the bidding strategy before we finalize this campaign. So I like to always get rid of Google Display Network. You don't want that showing up. You may want Google Search Partners. That's up to you. So we typically start with it off. And if we need a little bit more traffic or the campaign's doing really well and we want to test something out, Google Search Partners is awesome. It's the way to go. Like I said, we're going to be targeting St. Louis. So let's type in the St. Louis. And let's keep it simple. Click that region. Now, a quick tip here is that if you don't want to do, let's say, you guys have a 20-mile radius around St. Louis, right? You guys are in smack dab the middle, 20-mile radius. Actually, this region is not going to work. But say you have a 20-mile radius around here, right? What is a better option is individually listing each city. So we see here that, let's do this. We've got Bridgeton. Now you guys are going to know your cities better. So do Bridgeton Mo, and what I like to do is I like to just copy that, and then I like to go through it. Grief Core, and then Control V, just to paste it. So I'm not going to go through each city because I need to get a list of them, and it'll take me longer to find out each little city. But the best way to target is to include every city that you service. Hit search, and if it comes up with it, you're going to be able to target each of those cities. And the reason why you want the cities separated is because you're going to see who clicks on your ad in Kirkwood over here. You're going to see who clicks on your ad in Creve Coeur and Chesterfield. And you're going to be able to determine where your conversions are coming from, where your leads are coming from. And you can then set bid adjustments on it. Say that Chesterfield over here, you guys are located here in the middle of St. Louis. Chesterfield is too far away from you guys. You guys are getting bad leads. Then what you can do is you can actually set a bid adjustment and lower your cost per click in that area while keeping the rest keeping the rest the same. So that's the reason why you want all your cities listed individually in your Google Ads account. And now another targeting option that you're going to want to select here is instead of people taking interest in your area, which is recommended by Google, let's do people in. We want people who are located in there. We're looking for homeowners. We're looking for people who are ready to move. People in that area. People interested in, it's not going to work. Somebody from California could find you in Missouri if they were, moving in St. Louis, and they could find you. So let's keep it people in. You're going to get plenty of traffic, and it's more quality leads that way. Audiences, we're going to touch base on audiences towards the end after we build out the campaigns. Broad match, you're never going to want to use broad match. Just keep it off. Keep these on. Let's do our ad schedule to keep it simple. We're going to do Monday 9 to 5. If you guys are open later than that or different times, you're going to want to select those times. And if you want to add Saturday or Sunday, Saturday and Sunday's here. If you want to just add Saturday, you can you can do that. So 9 to 5. And if you don't add anything, that means your ads aren't running. So awesome. This looks perfect. You're not going to have to worry about campaign URL options. You're not going to have to worry about brand restriction. None of this you're going to have to worry about. So let's move on to building out our first ad group. So let's change this ad group. And let's just do the moving. Sorry, the guide was coming up. Let's do the moving. Let's do the general moving ad group. This is where most of your volume is going to come from. So, and let's get keyword suggestions here. Now, it's going to add it directly here, which we don't necessarily want. And we're going to do movers in a different ad group. So anything with movers, let's get rid of it. Moving company costs, that's fine. Companies. Long distance, we're also going to do in a different ad group, so remove that. Moving help is a great keyword. We don't want cheap. All right, perfect. So this looks good. Let's do moving near me. All right, this should be good for now. So what I like to do is all the near me terms I like to add as brackets. In brackets, this just means it's exact match. Exact match means that somebody who looks up this exact term is you're gonna show up, and you're gonna have a more you're gonna be able to customize your bid a little bit better with exact match. Now, phrase match is this. And phrase match just means that you're gonna be able to show up for any way these words are placed. Google has switched it in the past, but what it is now is basically anybody who searches these 3 words in the same sentence, you'll show up. So, where is the best moving company and what is the cost? You'll show up. So, that's great. That's good for getting a lot of volume. I would recommend phrase match and exact match only, never broad match. And near me terms, we'll want exact match, moving help, moving companies, moving service. Okay. Perfect. So this looks good for the moving ad group. We're going to use just a fake website here. We're going to use moving company ABC, and we're going to want to add that. So moving company ABC is going to be our company we're going to use, and the display path we're going to add moving and then company. That way it's relevant. That's where it'll pop up right there. And let's start with the building out the headlines. So the headlines are going to be very, very important that we get it right in the first ad group. Now that we can always change it later, but this is going to be our one that we copy and paste and move forward on with the rest of the ad group. So moving company near me is perfect. If you guys have any discounts, that's awesome. Like 20 or 5% off moving. Our local, let's just do moving. And then we always want to add a call to action. And sometimes what I like to do is get inspiration from others, see what's working for them. So we're going to look up moving company St. Louis. And here's one, call now for a discount quote. That is excellent. So we're going to go ahead and copy that. This is a good one too, St. Louis Movers. And I will do St. Louis Moving Company instead. And we'll scroll down. And here's where there's no ads. Like right here, affordable local movers. That's great. Let's not use local movers because we're going to want to set up another ad group for that. But let's do affordable moving service. And make sure you don't click on any of these ads. You don't want to waste their budget. They're spending good money on that. We don't want to click on that. So, but this is perfect. We got everything we need. Now the description, what's really important is in the first description, we're going to add the keyword, right? So moving company, moving service is going to be our main keyword for this ad group. So right, we make moving easier. All right. So we're just going to keep 2 descriptions for now. I always recommend adding a third or a fourth, but 2 is good for the starting campaign and then building it out from there. So we provide a low-cost moving solution, and uh, that doesn't make sense. The best customer service, the best service shown by over 150 reviews. Let's add 5-star. That's not going to work. 150 reviews will be fine. So the first one, what I like to do is I like to the first one I like to add the keyword. I like to add the location and just give the person reading it a good outline of who you guys are, where you guys are. And then the second description is why they should use you. So you're a low-cost moving solution, and you're the best service shown by over 150 reviews. You'll want to add your business name and logo, but you need to get verified for that. So this account is a test account, so it's not verified, and we can't get it verified. Plus, we're using just a fake website. So we'll move on. Assets and extensions we're going to worry about later. We're going to add those. We're going to add a callout extension, a site leak extension. We're going to add a structured snippet extension, a call extension, and if you have a promotion going on, promotions are great as well. And now we're going to hit done, and perfect. So our first ad group is set up. Here's where you're going to set up your daily budget. So let's do 125 just to start. Now a budget can range from, I recommend a minimum of $50 per day, and it can range all the way up to a couple $100s per day, depending on where you guys are located. So, but $50 a day is the minimum for moving companies. That is what I'd recommend, and then build it up from there. Awesome. So while this is loading, we're going to actually want to turn off this campaign. We don't want it running yet because it's not ready. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to change that bid strategy, like I mentioned. So we're going to select the settings, and we're going to change this to select a bid strategy directly. And what we want is manual CPC. And now this option would be selected if we had conversion tracking set up. So once we get conversion tracking set up, we're going to want to select enhance CPC. That's going to help you get more conversions for what you guys are spending. Awesome. And then another thing I like to do right here is add the, let's see, where is this at? We're going to add the dynamic search ads. So we're using movingcompanyabc.com. And don't worry about adding www. Or HTTPS. You're just going to want the bare domain here and select save. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our ad groups. Now, we're going to do a little bit of research to figure out what ad groups are going to work, what we want to target. So what we should do is we're going to look up moving companies. Let's do Charlotte, North Carolina, just to see if there's 2 men in a truck. Those will be a good one to look at. Hornet Moving. All right. So right here we have some moving services. So we're going to add them to our notepad right here. So we've got residential moving, and we've also got others we've mentioned before. So we got movers, we've got moving company, which is the general or kind of, let's do main campaign. Can't spell today. So that's going to be our main campaign, is what we build everything out of. We mentioned local movers, which on the flip side, we've got long distance movers. Let's see, we've got, we already did residential, so we should do business or commercial movers. Let's see if we can find more. So we've got apartment moving, perfect. And let's go over here and see what services they offer. So they offer long distance, local moving, packing. We're not going to offer packing. All right. Let's see if office is perfect. So office, student in college, that's going to be a big one. And then the items, furniture, piano, if you guys offer those services. Let's see. There's also senior moving. So senior moving, that's a ad group you could target. And out of state moving is another one. So this should be good. We're going to build these are all going to be ad groups. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I've got 13 ad groups here in total. So what we're going to want to do next is go back to the moving campaign and select the ad group, select copy, and then what we're going to do is we're going to paste this in the campaign. Now the reason why we're doing this is it just helps the ads be set up quicker and better and more consistently. Something else that we should probably do before, now that I just thought about it, before moving on to each ad, copying each ad group, is going in here, and what works great for moving companies are call ads. Call ads are, they only show up on mobile phone, and when somebody clicks on this, it pops up with the calling you guys. So it'll pop up and it'll ask the person who clicks on it if they'd like to call you. So let's use, I'll just use a local number here. And the way I like to format it is like this. And what I would do is I wouldn't recommend, they recommend a final URL. I do not recommend a final URL. I would actually recommend against it. Only a verification URL, and the verification URL, it has to have the same number as this. So if we use movingcompanyabc.com, this ad is not going to get verified because this website doesn't have this phone number on this page. So you're going to want to make sure that whatever website, whatever phone number you use, they match up. They have the same number both on the call ad and on the website. So let's add moving company here. And then we can use the same headlines as before if we'd like to. We're going to do moving company ABC, and then we'll go back to the ads to see which description we used for them. And let's go to description. We'll hit select copy. We'll paste it here. We'll select copy, and we'll paste it here. Headline 1, I always like to make headline 1 something appealing to somebody who's looking at it. So 5% off moving services, and then some sort of call to action or just letting them know that you can help. So we help you move. 5% off moving company. And that's why we do it. So the headline 2 is not as prevalent, but the headline 1 is very, very prevalent. So right here you're working with mainly headline 1, and you're working with the description. So make it appealing for somebody to click on that so that they call. Now, you might be thinking, if you've never used call ads, you're going to think, well, doesn't that mean everyone who clicks on it calls you? And that's not necessarily the case. Some people are going to click on it, but they're not going to call. So it's typically got about it's a 30 to 50% call rate, conversion rate for these call ads when they show up. Now, they don't always show up because this ad can show up in place of this. So it really all depends, but these are so important to have for your moving company. It helps the conversion rate a ton. It helps you get a lower cost per lead. Just run the call ad. So let's go back to the ad groups. And what we're going to want to do is I'm actually going to want to remove that. Since we just added the call ad, I'm going to want to remove that. And then I'm going to want to copy this ad group again and paste it. And if you remember, we've got 13 total ad groups. 13 right here. So we've got to copy and paste until we get to the 13 ad groups. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to copy them both, and then we're going to paste them both again. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to copy 4 of them, and we're going to paste 4 of them. That way we're going to have 8 in total, and then we're going to do it one more time. We're going to copy it. We're going to copy 1 more. We're going to copy 5, and we're going to paste 5, and that way we'll get to 13. All right, so now let's copy 4. Copied 4, and now we're going to paste 4. Wait for this to paste, and then after that we'll only have 1 more copy and paste. We're going to copy 4 or 5 and then paste them. All right, so let's copy 5 of them. Select copy, And then we'll paste one more time. And that should equal 13. Now it'll probably say 14 because we deleted number 2. And then something to keep in mind is this default max CPC is we're going to want to change it. And we can change it right away to like $5 or $6 and then move it up from there. So we're going to want to change it per the max CPC per ad group, right? So, you know, something such as piano moving is a lot less money than a long distance move. You're going to want to set up your bids accordingly for what you're willing to pay. And I will say that those bigger jobs, you do want to bid more. You know, you want to eat up their. There's a lot less search volume for them, and so you want to be able to show up for when people search for them. Awesome. So we are here. Let's set this up. So we've got the moving company main campaign, our main, I should say, ad group. And then we're going to want to go, we'll start at number 3 and go up to number 14. And we're going to start with residential mover. We're going to want to do movers, local movers, long distance movers, business commercial movers, apartment movers. Oh, I'm not sure why I can't change that name. We'll do office movers there. We'll do student and college movers. Furniture movers. Piano, senior moving, and then we'll do out of state, which that one is not letting me change its name. Let's see if we go back to the ad group. Awesome. All right. So let's start with our top one, residential moving. We're going to select that, and it'll direct you to the keyword section. And what we want to do is we just want to remove all the keywords. We don't want the same keywords associated with other ad groups. We want its own ad group we want its own keywords per ad group. So first thing we're going to do is remove those keywords. And then once the keywords are removed, we're going to go ahead and add new ones. So residential movers, near me, moving company. We're going to add anything related to long distance and keep that in the long distance ad group. I know it correlates with the residential and like which one you put it in. This is more tailored towards long term, so we'd want the ad to be more tailored towards long term or long distance. It would just make more sense from the customer viewing the ad as well as where they click and where they go to. So we'd want that to be any other ad group. Now, local residential movers. This can go into the local movers, or it can go into the residential one. We're going to go ahead and keep it in the local one because I think these are fine with how we have them. The keywords are fine with how we have them. So residential relocation is awesome. All right, so I think we've got enough here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and make most of these exact match besides the terms that can pick up on a few other ones. So like residential moving company can pick up on other search terms that people look for, as well as let's do this, residential movers, and we want that to be phrase match. And then the rest we'll put as exact match. Excellent. Okay. Then we're going to jump over to ads. Keep the call only ad how it is. That should be fine across the board. But if you wanted to change it, what I would do is I would come here, select this, and we are a residential moving company and helping residents make moving easier. You can just change the keyword right here to make it more relevant to your ad group, but that's the only thing you would need to do. So, because the rest is still relevant, moving company, 5% off moving services, it's all still very, very relevant to somebody who looks for residential mover. Now, with the responsive search ad that we have set up here, moving company is still relevant, so I'd probably keep that there. Moving company near me. So here's what I would do. I'd say residential movers, affordable moving here, and that way we add those keywords there. And we're gonna do the same thing on the description. Perfect. All right. And don't worry about description 2. That one's always going to be the same. If you did want to add a third one, you are more than welcome. The more, the better, really. The more headlines, the more descriptions, the better. But I'm just walking you through the gist of how we set up these keywords, how we research these keywords, and kind of the step-by-step. So we finished up with that ad group. And so now we're going to jump into the movers ad group. So let's go here. And again, we're not going to want to cross over the keywords. We're not going to want to add the keywords for local movers or anything. We're just going to want to keep it very simple. And let's see. I'm actually not sure if this is going to be a big enough ad group, but we might just add that. That should probably just go into the moving company ad group. Because the ads are very relevant still. Even like with moving company, Google has advanced to where movers and moving is going to be, you're going to still get a pretty similar quality score. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't change these ads for movers. I would actually go back. I would actually put these keywords into the moving company. That's probably what I would do. So, but having it a separate ad group isn't too terrible either. It's not going to harm you in any way. So we've done the moving company ad group. Now we're going to go over to local movers. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove the keywords from here. And then we're going to add different keywords. So local movers, we don't want to look for cheap. Local moving company, short distance, moving local moving company. Okay, this is perfect. So any near me term we'll add as exact match, and then the rest we'll add as phrase match. So that one, okay, perfect. Now here's where the changes come in. So local movers is perfect. Local moving company near me, we help you locally move. That's not gonna. This will work. Local. We are, let's just say making moving easier. All right. For the call ad, you can always change this to local movers, make it more relevant, make this even more relevant, 5% off local moving services, and then add it again here to the description. All right. So you can save those ads, and then we're going to jump back into the next ad group, which is going to be long distance movers. Now it is a little tedious going into the ad group, removing the keywords, but this is the best way to do it and the quickest way to do it without spending hours and hours and hours going through and manually building out each ad group and starting from scratch. And this is the best way to do it. You're going to get the most out of your time, and with that, you can go. You can go and add extra descriptions and add extra headlines. So it's perfect. So cross-country movers, long-distance movers, National moving company, interstate is perfect. Cross-state movers. We don't want pods. That's not a good search term. This long distance movers. Perfect. And what I think it will be perfect here for interstate movers, we're going to want a phrase match. But for the rest of them, I believe, in cross-country movers, we're going to want phrase match. But I believe an exact match is going to be perfect for the different search terms. We're going to go back, and we're going to want to make the call ad relevant. So we're going to do long distance moving. And we're going to do long distance. So 5%, we are a long distance moving company. Just helping residents and businesses. This is perfect. All right, so we're going to copy that description because we're just going to want to copy that and paste it onto the responsive search ad. So when this loads, we're going to go over to description 1, and we're going to go ahead and paste that. And then we're going to go 5% off. We did it in the call ad. We're going to do distance moving and distance moving mover. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to do this here. All right, so that's very, very relevant. That is very relevant to the person searching. So when they search up a long distance mover, they're going to see your ad pop up here, and it mentions long distance moving. That'll give you a better click-through rate, which in turn will increase the quality score, which in turn will help you get lower cost per click, helping you get a lower cost per lead, hopefully as long as your landing page is set up properly. But this is why you separate each ad group in each ad. You know, that's why we don't put everything, all the keywords in one ad group, because we want to make the ads as relevant as possible and and also it's easier to manage, or it's easier to look at the data and see, you know, what keywords are converting, what ads are doing well, why they're doing well. You're just able to get a lot more information out of the campaign whenever you separate these ad groups. And so that's why we do it. So let's set up business and commercial. I don't imagine there's too many keywords for business and commercial. I imagine there's more for like office, but we can, I mean, there's going to be business moving help, business movers, help move, you know, those sort of terms. Business moving, movers. Let's do that. So that's a keyword right there. Mayflower's a competitor. Competitors don't really work too well setting it up with any local service company. You'll just want to, you won't really want to set up an ad group for that. Keep it to just search terms that people are looking for on Google. Office relocation. We have an ad group for office, so we're not gonna set that one up. Commercial movers, and so this should be fine. Business moving company, commercial moving help might be a good one, but for the most part, not too many keywords for this. This should pick up a lot of search volume that comes up, but this should do for this ad group. So we're going to jump over to the ad. I wouldn't worry about changing the call ad for this one unless you wanted to change maybe this. So we do business moving. We help your business move. We are a business moving company in St. Louis helping businesses make moving easier. So this is perfect. We will probably want to copy this description right here and add it to the call ad now that I think about it, because we don't want the call ad to say anything about residents. So perfect. All right. And this is okay. That is fine. Perfect. All right. So let's jump over to the next ad group, which is students. Students, this has enough search volume to where you would create your own ad group for it. It is perfect because usually it's semi-local, you know, a couple hours away typically. So these are great great keywords to show up for. So student moving help, student movers, student moving company. Now, dorm room movers it might not be a great search term. You can test it out for for uh, for yourself, but I wouldn't recommend adding it to the campaign right away. Maybe down the road, if you need some more search volume and you like these sort of jobs, then you can add that. But let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of dorm room moving. Let's see, student moving. We want college movers. Student moving help is a good one. See, they're coming up with college hunks. Moving company. Okay, so this should be perfect. We're going to go ahead and add most of these as phrase match to try and eat up all the search volume we can get. But this campaign, you're really going to want to look at the search term report pretty regularly. You're going to want to make sure that you're getting good quality clicks and showing up for good quality terms, just because we added so many phrase matches. And the way you can do that is, I'm kind of breaking it here, but you'll go over here and you'll click search terms and click here and select date range, and that'll show you what you're being found for, what impressions you're getting, what clicks you're getting, and so on. So let's go back to the ads and change this. We are going to change the description again. So we are a student or a college moving company in St. Louis, helping students make moving easier. And we're going to do affordable student moving and college moving. College moving near me. Let's get rid of the near me on this one. 5% off student moving. Perfect. Very, very relevant to who's looking for it. It's going to be college students. It's going to be their parents. So this is perfect. So we're going to go here, copy and paste what we did in the last one. 5% off student moving services. Perfect. Let's change this to student moving and save it. Now I believe I did not change the display path on the responsive search ad. So let's go back and change this to student moving. And then we'll scroll down and select save. Now go back to the ad groups. We are on furniture. Okay, so furniture. I'm sure, and just from my experience, I know there's a lot of search volume for this. So furniture moving services is there's just a lot of volume for it. You don't want to do furniture removal unless you do offer junk removal, but you don't want to do furniture removal. That might be a negative keyword that you add to the ad group. But single item movers is fine, even though it's furniture removal ad group. That's fine. Furniture moving company, moving heavy furniture. Nope, not furniture removal. Couch movers, and that local furniture movers. Let's see. Let's do sofa moving company, sofa movers. Let's see what else. I think this should work. So what we're going to do for this one, it gets a lot of search volume. So you're going to be okay with doing exact match for all of this. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to start showing up for junk removal terms. And so I would start with exact match, and then I would dial it back. If you're not getting enough volume somehow for this ad group, then you can switch this to switch furniture removing services or local furniture removers. Switch that to phrase match and see if it picks up a little bit more clicks and leads. But I definitely would start that out just because it's such a searched phrase on Google. I would set it up with phrase or with that exact match. Now we're just going to change the display path. So furniture movers, 5% off furniture moving. And we are a furniture moving company in St. Louis helping residents and businesses. Perfect. Let's copy this description again. Go ahead back to the responsive search ad. Scroll down, go ahead, copy paste. Affordable furniture moving furniture moving company. Okay. We're gonna want to change this. Perfect. So now your ad is very, very relevant. Furniture moving company, 5% off moving services. Furniture movers in the display path. Furniture moving in the description. It's very relevant to the person who's searching for furniture removal, and you can see how much more likely they are to click on your ad based on you just throwing in that keyword. That's the best way to do it, and this is the best way to include the keyword without having to come up with a new description for every single ad, because that gets tiring, and that's very, very tough to come up with a new description for every ad. And so let's do this. Piano moving now. We remove those keywords first. Piano movers, piano moving company, moving cost, moving a piano, piano movers long distance. If you guys don't do long distance, don't add that. But let's say we do, since we have an ad group for it, local piano movers. And the reason why we're not adding this into the campaign is we want it to be relevant to pianos, right? Somebody's looking for their piano to move. If we create the ad where it says piano movers, if they do long distance, they're going to call anyway, and they're going to ask, do you do long distance? So, pro piano movers. Okay, this is perfect. Let's add this, like local piano movers as phrase match. Piano movers long distance as phrase match. This is going to be exact match because I don't know what to expect from piano transport. Moving a piano, I would also add that as exact match. I don't know what to expect. Piano moving cost, exact match. Piano moving company is going to be phrase, and then piano movers near me is going to be exact. All near me, just put that as exact. It works out better that way, and we're good with the piano ad group. So now we're on to our last two. We're on to senior, and then we're on to out-of-state movers, and then we'll jump into some strategy. So let's do seniors. Remove the keyword. Let's add and senior moving services. We don't want anything free. That should be an automatic negative keyword. Packing help for seniors. If you guys do offer that, that's perfect. Senior relocation, scene moves for senior main moving assistance. This is perfect. Okay. Let's add it as exact match besides the top two. We're going to add those two as phrase, and then we're going to add the rest as exact. We're going to go ahead and change the ads, change the call ad, and we're going to do senior movers, 5%. If you guys do offer a better discount to seniors, that's great. You do like 50% off senior moving services. Copy that. We are a senior moving company helping seniors make moving easier. That doesn't really make sense. Make moving easier. That'll work. Let's copy the description again. All right, so we're going to copy paste it in there in the responsive search ad, and we're going to change these. So we're going to do senior moving company. We're going to do senior movers in the display path. 5% off senior moving services. We'll do 15% off. We help seniors move. Perfect. Let's save that. Oh, it's giving me an error. So if it gives you this error, destination not working, that just means this website is not working. So it's not going to let me continue. The ad is not going to get approved. So, but if you guys have a valid website, you shouldn't run into that error at all. So let's move on to our last ad group, which is out-of-state movers. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove the keywords. And we're going to go out-of-state movers. Moving company, out-of-state movers. This is perfect. Okay. Just put exact match for this. Except the out-of-state moving companies. Actually, what I would do is I'd actually just do out-of-state moving and put that as phrase match, and then the rest we'll put with exact match. Perfect. Then we're going to jump over the ads, change up the first ad. We're going to do out-state moving and copy that. Out-of-state moving company. Do 5% off of out-of-state moves. And perfect. All right. We are a out-of-state moving company in St. Louis, helping residents and businesses. That is perfect. And then we'll go ahead and save, and you are good to go. You have now set up 13 ad groups with good keywords that are going to help you show up. With relevant keywords, you're set up with keywords that aren't going to be found for a variety of things, like broad match will make you do. You're still going to want to add a list of negative keywords, and we can briefly go through how to add negative keywords, what you should be looking out for, but there's a few that you always want to add in pretty much every campaign, just things like free and cheap and do-it-yourselfers and things like that. We'll go through right at the end, but let's go to some of the strategy we talked about. So we've got the ad group set up. We've got 13 ad groups. I don't remember if we didn't actually set up the apartment. Let's go ahead and set up apartment movers. I'm not sure why I looked over that one, but let's set up apartment movers and then go to the next one. So apartment moving service, apartment movers. Okay. Let's make these the top two phrase match, and then the rest will make exact match. Change the ads to apartment moving. We want it relevant for these guys, so apartment moving. And then we're going to do apartment moving company. Get rid of the near me. 5% off apartment. We're going to do moves. And this will be perfect. So then we're going to go down to the description. We are a apartment moving company helping residents make moving easier. Perfect. I'm going to continue with known issues just because. Okay. Now we've completed all the ad groups. We've got a list of keywords. We've got a total of, is it only 100 keywords? Perfect. We've got 100 keywords across 13 different ad groups, which is great. We've got mostly exact match with a few phrase match in here, which will help you pick up other search terms. We have no broad match. Broad match, you're just going to show up for everything. You're going to show up for junk removal. You're going to show up for just different U-Haul terms, and you just don't want to show up for those. So keep it to phrase, keep it to exact. We've set up the locations to where you guys have all your different cities you're targeting. And here's what I was talking about with bid adjustments earlier. So bid adjustments, say in Chesterfield, you're getting bad clicks, you're not getting a lot of leads, or maybe you're getting a lot of leads, they're just not good leads, or they're too far, but you still want to run ads there, you still want to show up, but you don't want to show up as much. You'll click bid adjustment on Chesterfield or on the city that you want to decrease, and you can say, I want my budget to be 50% less than what I spend on other cities, which means if you set a $5 maximum cost per click, you're willing to spend up to $2.50, give or take, right? So the max CPC isn't always the max. Sometimes you'll spend a little bit more, but you're not going to spend a crazy amount more. Like if you set at $5, you're not going to spend $12 on a cost per click. But give it some leeway. But this is pretty much what it means. So if Google's going to show your ad less in Chesterfield, it's going to try and get you cheaper clicks. And if you get cheaper clicks, you can get cheaper leads. But you can allocate, what it does is you allocate more budget for these other cities while still targeting the cities that you don't want. Which on the flip side, if say Kirkwood is performing well for you, you could do a 25% bid adjustment. Say, hey, I want to spend a little bit more in Kirkwood. That's why you want all the cities listed out. It's just so much easier that way. Another thing is devices. So you're going to want to test it out, but typically mobile phones are going to be your best bet. So mobile phones, more people are going to call, and the more phone calls are better than form submissions, and less people convert on computers. It's just across the board in pretty much every industry. Computers, people are just not converting as much, which means you might want to add a bid adjustment to the computer. You might want to add something like a 35% bid adjustment to start out with the computer. Or you may not want to start out with a bid adjustment and just run it at 0. And if you notice the cost per click or the cost per lead is too high, then you can add a bid adjustment. So we would go ahead and start the campaign just probably without one, and run for a couple days, and then likely add that bid adjustment. Sometimes just add it off the start. It really all depends on what the budget is for a client. A client with a lower budget, we're getting rid of this computer off the start. I mean, we're gonna try and get the most conversions on mobile phone that we can, the more phone calls, and get the client better leads until they increase their budget. Then we can run it on computer. So if you have like a $150 a day budget, run it on computers. But if your budget's $50 a day, only run it on mobile phones. Add the bid adjustment as -50 on computers, -75 on tablets, and just run it on phones. So that's what I would recommend there. That's a quick strategy. We're going to jump over to audiences. And here is my favorite strategy. So audiences are great, but the way Google has it set up is we're going to add an audience to the campaign. And you see here there's two options. There's targeting, there's observation. Narrow the reach of your campaign and select a certain audience. Now, you think you'd probably want to do this, right? You think, you want homeowners, you want people interested in moving and relocation, which is very true. But sometimes if you select targeting and you select, hey, I only want, moving and relocation, and I only want homeowners, right? This should pop up. Yep, we only want homeowners, we only want moving and relocation. What's going to happen is it's going to become so targeted that you're not going to get enough clicks, you're not going to get enough lead volume, you're not even going to be able to spend your daily budget. So what I like to do at the beginning with every campaign across every city is keep it on observation mode, which basically means, hey, Google's going to be looking at people who are homeowners, people who are in the moving relocation. They're gonna send you data about how they're converting, what they're paying cost per click, all this information that down the road you're gonna be able to use. You're gonna say, hey, these people are converting really, really well. Let's target them. Let's run YouTube ads for them. Let's do a search engine or a search campaign just specifically targeting these. But you're gonna be surprised. The reason why you want a lot of audiences is because some are gonna convert a lot better than others. So you'd be surprised, like somebody in the home improvement space, they might convert really, really well. They might even convert better than the homeowners and moving and relocation just because of the market they're in. Google's not perfect. They're pretty good, but this is the best thing about observation mode is you're going to be able to see and gather data about your audience and who's working and who's not with this observation mode. So the way I like to do it is I like to go ahead and pretty much add any sort of just thing we can add. So we're going to add all the parents. We're going to add all the marital status. We're going to add all the education. And the employment and industry. And we're going to go to, what they're interested in or actively researching. We're going to add all of these. And then we're going to go to what are their interests. Make sure we add all these. And don't worry about adding the subcategories. You can if you'd like, but this will cover the bulk of it. So if somebody looks up, somebody's an avid investor, right? They're going to fit into this banking and finance category and not this, they'll be in the subcategory, but they'll be in the main category as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, what I like to do is I like to search up moving. And so we're going to select anything related to moving. Perfect. Okay, I think this will be perfect. Type in home decor, furnishing. So this can make sense. Somebody who's interested in home furnishing, that might be somebody who's looking to move, and you find them as a valid audience for you, and you can start advertising directly to them. Now, do-it-yourselfers is there's somebody who's you want to add them, and we'll go ahead and save this. We've got 110 audiences selected, but what you're going to want to do with do-it-yourselfers is just go ahead and decrease their bid by 50%. Most of those people are looking for U-Hauls. You don't want them. Just do 50%. Now, you're going to get data on here. You're going to see clicks. You're going to see impressions and all this information. And the more data, the better. So let that build up. Another thing I like to do is 18 to 24-year-olds. So what I would do for them is I would actually remove most of them. I wouldn't remove apartment. I wouldn't remove student college, but for the rest of them, I would, and I lost it there, I would set up a bid adjustment of minus 75%. Most of those people are not going to be your ideal candidates for buying your services. So keep it low. You don't want them clicking on your ad. You don't want them wasting your budget, and so that's why you automatically add a bid adjustment. Keep your advertising budget for the people who are more your ideal target audience. Now, on the flip side, you don't want to get too targeted to where you say, hey, I only want people who are 35, 44, because those are, everybody who buys my service. Because what's going to happen is, just like the audience, it's going to get too narrow, and you're not going to get enough lead volume. You're not going to get enough clicks, and it's just not going to work out. So remove these guys and move along your way. Now, exclusions. A big thing with Google has been people looking for jobs. So if you're a moving company, I'm sure you get a lot of calls all the time. Hey, I'm looking for a job. We don't want those people. We don't want those people at all. We want them out of there. So add employment as an exclusion, which we might have it targeted. We might need to go back and remove it. Add retail jobs, construction jobs. Just go ahead and add agriculture jobs, manufacturing. Go ahead and add those as exclusions. Now we did add in the audience section, we did add employment as it. So let's find it, employment. And we're going to go here and remove just people in this cert. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and remove those people, and then we're going to go scroll back down and add them as exclusions. And this isn't necessary, but it helps your campaign start out on a little bit of a stronger foot. It just helps you start out on a stronger foot. So let's add those. So perfect. We're going to get rid of all those people looking for those sort of jobs, seasonal jobs, construction jobs, retail jobs. Get rid of all those people. It'll help you get more quality leads for people calling. So let's jump into the extensions. The ad extensions, also known as assets. And you'll want to add your business name and logo. We cannot, because you need to verify it. Verifying is really, really easy. I'd recommend it. It'll take you 5 minutes. Get it verified. That way you can add your business name and business logo. Site links. Site links are very helpful. So if you have different web pages on your site, you can add them. Things I'd recommend is local moving. I would add a contact us. I would add commercial movers. I would add apartment moving. And I would probably add 2 more. I'd recommend adding, furniture moving and long distance movers. Now, you would put the URL to your page for each one of these keywords. So if you have a commercial movers page, put your URL there, and then add a short description. What I like to do in the first description is just add local moving company and STL, and then just a brief description about what you guys do. We help homeowners local move. Here, we make local moving easier. And then add the URL for local moving page on your website. Now, it only gives you 35 characters compared to 90 characters in the regular ad. So you'll want to make do with what you can here. Add the keyword in the description 1, and then go on from there. Contact us. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. I would just add your business name, moving company ABC, get in touch. And the reason why we do these on the words, we do a capital first letter of each word is just because it helps it stand out. It looks more professional. It's just a Google Ads best practice. So just go ahead and do that in your description, do that in your headlines, just do that wherever you can. So you get the site link set up. Now you're going to want the call out. Now the call out is basically how you guys are helping, right? So you guys offer free on-site estimate. You guys offer booking online, seasonal discount of 15%. Just different things, insured and local. And so just keep adding things that what you guys benefit. I didn't even add estimate here. you have 155-star reviews is a great one, and it just shows up right at the end of the description too. Helps you get a little bit more real estate on the Google ad on the search engine, and then it also helps you stand out by people seeing all your benefits that you offer. Now, structured snippet extension is your services. So you're going to go to service catalog, and then you're going to offer all the ones here, right? So we'll do residential moving. You'll do just a moving company, and we're going to want to add about 13. I think it might only let us add 10, but that's all right. So we're going to do local movers. Do long distance, apartment moving, office movers, and so on and so forth. So, I accidentally exit out of it, but you get to just add each one of these as a structured snippet under the service catalog section, and then go from there. Now, the call is you're going to want, this is very, very important, always add a call extension, add your number here, kind of same format as that, just like that, and the conversion action, just use the account settings. Don't worry about increasing the call interaction bid. Just keep it as is, hit save, and you're good to go. Now, promotion, if you guys do actually offer a seasonal promotion or a back-to-school promotion or something, do add that. So let's say, it's close to being back to school here, back to school, right? And so you offer a 5% discount on local moves. Add the normal the URL that says that. You can add just the landing page, and then do add a date where it ends. So say, October 1st, it ends. So it'll show up like that. It's awesome. Somebody can click on that. It helps your ad stand out a little bit more. Hit save, and you're good to go. So those are the extensions I would add, as well as the location extension. The location extension is if you have a Google My Business page, you're going to want to connect them and integrate them, and that'll help you show up as a sponsored section on the Google Map Pack. So really great. Again, business name, business logo, site link, call out, structured snippet, call extension, location, and promotion. Add as many as you can. The more, the better. So now let's jump into negative keywords. Negative keywords are going to be very, very important, especially for moving company, because moving company will get a lot of fraud clicks. Not fraud clicks, more so bad clicks. So there's a few ways you can do this. It's just there are websites that have just a list of general negative keywords for, let's see if there's anything for a moving company. So a lot of times there's going to be, like, these are great. So we can add these. We do have a list of negative keywords for another campaign. So we're going to add those. This is perfect. We don't want to do any hiring, resumes, CVV, jobs, any of that, jobs, anything such as that. But now a few big ones are going to be, so let's moving company, right? So we've got, let's see here. If there's any search terms, van lines, we don't want van lines. So like United Van Lines, so let's do van lines, Mayflower, Unigroup. You do not want U-Haul. Don't want free, don't want cheap. Don't want other companies, so 2 men and a truck. You don't want junk. You don't want college hunks. I would just phrase match hunk or hunks. And Sun as one. I know there's companies. So this is very general native keyword list, but this is exactly what you're gonna want. As you start to run your campaign, I would take a look at your search terms every single day, even twice a day. Add anything that's not relevant as soon as possible. Add it to this moving company negative keyword list. Thing to do is make sure you apply it to a campaign. And so whenever you look at the search term report, you're going to be able to click on a search term and then automatically add it to the negative keyword, right? So we can use the native keyword list, and yeah, from the search term, you're automatically going to be able to add it to this list. So just add everything to the list. And if anything is more ad group relevant, right? So, um, like for senior moving, you would absolutely not want any student. You wouldn't want, anything related to college or anything like that. So you might add it to the ad group instead of the kill campaign or to the list of native keywords. So that's something to keep in mind too. Awesome. So that is what I would do to set up a moving company's Google Ads. We added the keywords, we added the location targeting, the assets or extensions, the audiences, the different bid adjustments. Now, the most important part is this campaign is set up. This campaign is set up and ready to go. The next steps I would take is I would add conversion tracking, and then I build out a landing page. Now, the landing page is really going to be the most important piece because I wouldn't say most important. First, you got to do the Google Ads setup right, and you guys have the full steps. This is what you guys should do. Just follow this tutorial. But next is the landing page, and the landing page should be set up properly, where you guys have it's a fast landing page. It's got a call to action. It's got a good headline, and if when you set up the landing page the right way, you're going to get calls. You're going to get a high conversion rate, and you can expect anywhere between a 15 and 30% conversion rate, give or take. But the landing page setup is huge. So if you guys don't have a website or landing page set up properly, you're going to get more like a 5 to 0% conversion rate. And that's the difference between 5 out of 100 people turning into a lead versus 15 to 30 people out of 100 turning into a lead. So landing page is important. If you guys have any questions, comment them down below. Make sure if you like this, you like and subscribe. We're going to put out a lot more videos related to movers, landing page optimization. But also, if you guys don't want to set this up, we do it at Max Conversion. We set these moving campaigns up for you. We have a list of negative keywords. We've got a landing page already built, ready to go that works, that's been proven and tested. So we can help you out. Just get in touch with us. It's max-conversion.com. You can take a look at our website. We have case studies on there, reviews, everything you guys would need. But thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any questions, comment them down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks.